Today we're talking about animal signs. Not those kinds of animal signs. We're talking about signs of animals. You know, the small evidences that animals are really all around us in the natural world. And they're the thing that really makes nature hikes interesting. We're going to learn some new words, and I'll see you there. When you start your nature walk, it may seem like there is nothing to see, just lots of trees. Today, we're going to look for the tiny details that will make this natural world come to life. It is never likely that you'll see lots of animals walking around. The average kid is way bigger than most animals, so they hide from us. Also, many animals are nocturnal, which means they only come out at night. Today we'll look for 3 kinds of animal signs. First, animal houses, where they live. Next, we can also look for animal tracks. These footprints can often tell us what the animal was doing. Finally, animal food. Animals eat many different things, and they usually leave things behind we can see. Let's start by looking up. Winter, fall, and spring are great times to see bird and animal nests in trees. Big gray squirrel nests like these, made of leaves and sticks, are usually summer nests. If you want to impress your friends, you can call it a dray. That's the naturalist's word for a gray squirrel's nest. In the winter, squirrels like someplace warmer than a dray, so they often look for a place in a hollow tree. It's much warmer in there. Look for places where a branch may have fallen off a tree or a woodpecker hole that they can enlarge. Of course, squirrels aren't the only animal that finds life in trees to be safe. Many birds nest in trees. Most build nests like this one, but some are good at finding holes. These birds are called cavity nesters. Many of these birds start with a woodpecker hole and then peck them to a size they like. Some just make their own holes. This way they can make the hole exactly the size they like, so they'll be safe. Here's the nest left from one of last year's paper wasp colonies. The wasps make the gray paper by chewing up old wood and then spitting it out. You can look inside and see the little tubes for the baby wasps. Little piles of dirt are a sign of many burrowing animals. Burrowing animals usually make special rooms underground where they sleep and store their food. Chipmunks dig holes and spread the dirt out. Moles dig holes and the dirt is piled up and shaped like a volcano. Woodchucks make oval-shaped holes just the size of a woodchuck. Some animals sleep in many different places. Many like to sleep in tall grass where they can't be seen. Deer, coyotes, and wolves make grass beds in places they feel safe. They turn in a circle several times to spread the grass into a bowl shape. Many people have seen their dog do this same thing before they lay down. It is an ancient grassland memory of their species. This deer bed is the size of a fawn. If you look carefully, you can see the shape of the animal when it slept. The fawn knows to keep its ears flat so they won't stick up and be seen. We're coming up on a little stream. Most animals need water, so a stream, a river, or a lake is a good place to find animal tracks. Usually, the land around water is muddy or sandy. When the animal comes to these areas, they leave their footprints in the soil so we can see what was here. Here are the tracks of a bird that just walked through this mud. Over here, closer to the water, we see prints from a bird that takes short steps and has wide feet, probably a Canada goose. They have wide feet with webbing so they can paddle better. Here's the footprint of a raccoon. We know raccoons come to water because they like to eat clams and crayfish. And here we have deer and raccoon prints all mixed together. Places with water also usually have small critters like frogs and tadpoles. You usually have to wait very still for a minute to see them move. One reason animals come to the water is to eat. Here are some clams that were probably dinner for a raccoon. We can figure this out by looking around the beach by the clamshells, and sure enough, here are some raccoon tracks nearby. Many places that have running water also have beavers. Beavers chop down trees and store the smaller branches underwater for food during the winter. They like the green bark and chew it off to stay healthy. Squirrels hide much of their food in small amounts called caches. These are usually in shallow holes in the ground, but can be in many places. Here's a place where a squirrel has come back to dig up a cache of acorns. You can see the piles of dirt he's made while uncovering his cache. If we look closely, we can see that one of the acorns he buried last fall is starting to sprout. A long root is starting to grow. It's now too late to eat this one, so it has been cast off to the side. Squirrels forget where they put some of their acorn caches, and these will grow into oak trees. Here's a stump where acorns have been stored in a hole. This tree is a favorite spot for squirrels to eat acorns. The empty shells are all over at the base. We can be pretty sure there's a winter squirrel's nest somewhere inside. Here is the remains of some small rodent, probably a mouse. Because this place is about 5 feet off the ground and on the branch of a tree, it was probably brought here by a hawk. If it had been eaten by an owl, it would have been completely devoured, and then the bones would be coughed up later in owl pellets like these. You can see the owl couldn't consume the bones, and so out they came in a pellet. Of course, on our nature hikes, we are always hoping to see some real live critters. And today, we're in luck. A wild turkey. Turkeys aren't too shy of people. Maybe it will come out where we can see it better. Ah, that's just great. What a perfect end to our nature hike. On most nature walks, you can find animal homes, animal tracks, and what animals eat. Knowing a little more about our animal friends makes every nature walk an adventure.